What is going on, YouTubeverse? John Stanek from Johnny Radio here, bringing you another Top 5 on this glorious Top 5 Friday. And I could not be more excited than to be talking to you about one of my favorite artists of all time, Mr. Robert Zimmerman, better known as Bob Dylan. And these are my Top 5 personal favorite Dylan songs. So let's get right to it at number 5.
Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door.
Knockin' on Heaven's Door, the classic from 1973 from the soundtrack Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid, which Dylan did the whole thing for. And man, it just really stands the test of time. It has been covered by everyone from Eric Clapton to Guns N' Roses. But I think, and this, unlike most Dylan covers, I think the original holds up as the best. And a lot of that has to do with Dylan's voice on this song, which, you know, a lot of people make fun of his vocals traditionally. In the 60s, he had that real nasal thing going on. But in the early 70s, on albums like Nashville, Skyline, and this one, he really felt a lot more genuine in the way that he sang. He wasn't putting on any kind of facade like he sometimes did earlier and after. And it just really pays off, and it's beautiful. The background vocals really fill this out, and it's just one of the most beautiful ballads of all time. So that is at my number 5. Now, folks, at number 4... Lonesome Day Blues from the 2001 album Love and Theft, which I think is just a masterpiece. I mean, the fact that Dylan, 4 decades into his career, is putting out this top-notch material is incredible. And the whole album from start to finish is great. I think this one stands out as the best because it is really, for lack of a better word, just rocking. And I had the privilege to see this live on that tour, and his band just went nuts on this song. And his vocals, as raspy as they are now, starting in the late 90s, early 2000s, really fits that vibe. And he self-produced it as the moniker Jack Frost, which makes it even more incredible. This was his love letter to the blues and folk from the 40s era, and he just does a magnificent job, totally kills it. So that's at my number 4. Now at number 3... Not Dark Yet from the 1997 Grammy Award-winning Time Out of Mind. This song is just so amazing. It is beautiful. It is haunting. It is dark for sure. And the production on this by Daniel Lanois is just top notch. It's mysterious and it has kind of this ethereal feel to it, but it also just has so much beauty and warmth at the same time. And of course, the message of the song is very dark. The main line of the song recurring being, "It's not dark yet, but it's getting there." And, you know, I feel that's just timeless. And as the world is getting crazier and crazier, I totally feel you, Bob, in today's day and age. So that is at my number 3. Now at number 2.
John is in the basement mixing up the medicine. I'm on a pavement.
Subterranean Homesick Blues. What a song from 1965. I'm sure a lot of you were wondering, when is he going to get to the 60s, Bob? That's my favorite. Well, I have to be honest. If I had to pick an era of Bob Dylan, that would probably be my favorite as well. Even though, I mean, throughout his entire career, he has just been brilliant. And this song is no exception. I mean, he went electric essentially on this song, on the album Bringing It All Back Home. And a lot of people were losing their minds over it, thinking, where did our folk hero from Blowin' in the Wind go? Well, this was just this fun kind of stream of consciousness, crazy blues song with the opening line, "John is in the basement mixing up with medicine. I'm on the pavement thinking about the government." And it just goes on and on from there. And it is just so cool. And the video for it, where he's just holding up these signs with different things written on it than the lyrics, it just really makes you think, and it really makes you understand what a genius Bob Dylan was and is. So that is at my number 2. Now, folks, at number 1... Like a Rolling Stone, of course, his masterpiece of a song from, I believe, his best album, Highway 61 Revisited, also from 1965. This was just Dylan at the height of his 60s period, and man, what a song. It's just 6.5+ minutes of just this scathing song saying, how does it feel to be on your own like a Rolling Stone? And, at the time that this was released, there were not 6+ minutes on the radio, but this took over the airwaves, and justifiably so. I mean, it is just an incredible song. The production on this, as loose as it was, he had some amazing players on this, like Mike Bloomfield on guitar, Al Cooper, and just his performance alone vocally is incredible. You really have to hear also from the live at Albert Hall 1966 bootleg version of this, where it goes on even longer, and the band, who would later be called The Band, were backing him at that time, and someone famously called him Judas, and he said, "I don't believe you," and said, "Play loud," and they did, and history was made. I mean, this was like the beginning of punk rock, really. And Bob Dylan, I mean, I could go on and on about this guy. He was a revolutionary when he started in the early 60s as a folk pro politics guy, going into this, taking a stand for himself as a going electric punk rock kind of guy through all these different eras. And he's always been brilliant through it all. So that is my top 5. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'd love to see your top 5. If you're so bold, leave me a top 10. I mean, there's so many great Dylan songs that I had to leave off my list. So I could easily do a top 20 right off the bat if I had to. But for the sake of time, I do top 5s. And I do top 5s every Friday. So please tune in. If you like this, like, and please subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. As always, Viva La Vinyl. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, all that jazz. Check out some of my other content that you can see on the screen now. Thank you again for supporting Johnny Radio. Take care, and I'll see you soon.